everyone, my name is Leborang and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to give you guys a quick video on how I applied my deep wave closure wig, and I will be focusing on how I revived the entire wig from the last time that I wore it without washing it. So I'm going to show you how I removed the Got to Be Blasting Free Spray from the lace, how I added moisture back into the curls, and then how I pre-styled it before I popped it onto my head. So if you would like to see how I achieved this look, make sure that you keep on watching. But before I get started, don't forget to click on that subscribe button, click on the thumbs up button if you find this video to be helpful, and leave me a comment down below with any suggestions on videos or tutorials that you might like to see. Let's get started.
So this is the deep wave closure wig that I previously wore. As you can see, the lace is looking a bit crusty from the last time that I wore it. It has a whole lot of Got to Be Blasting Free Spray residue left on the lace. So I went ahead and took some rubbing alcohol, which I poured into a spray bottle, and I'm just spraying it all over that hairline area. Now, as I leave that to work its magic, I'm going to go ahead and take a towel with some water. You can also use a cloth, and I'm just going to make sure that my towel is wet before I go ahead and rub off all of that residue on the lace. So I'm just rubbing off all of that residue from the lace using my wet towel. Now, if you feel like you need to go back in with your rubbing alcohol to get any spots that you might have missed, then you can go ahead and do that. But this is basically what I do to clean my lace for a second or third wear without needing to wash the entire wig or to wash the entire lace using shampoo and water. But I will say that if you do decide to use this method, that you shouldn't use it as a substitute to actually washing your wig. It is very important to wash your wig frequently and to protect your skin by removing any buildup of products, makeup, oils, or sweat from your lace as well as your wig. Now, I will say that I use this method to remove all Got to Be products. When it comes to adhesives or wig glues, some probably do have their own removers, but it's best to look into how best to remove those products from your skin as well as your lace. So what I try to avoid is combing through or detangling my curls while they still dry, especially if the hair is not freshly washed. And because I actually had worn this wig a couple of times and had been quite active in it, I decided to take my spray bottle with water and dampen the entire wig before going through it using a comb. So I'm just making sure that I get each and every bit of hair on the sides, front, back, middle before I use my comb. So I usually use a Denman detangling brush to detangle or revive my curls, but this time around I decided to use a wide tooth comb just to try to get a different curl pattern, well, a more loose curl pattern as compared to a compact curl that I usually do with my Denman brush. So yeah, I'm just going to comb through the entire wig, starting from the bottom going up, and if I feel like there are any sections where the hair is still a bit dry, then I just went ahead and sprayed a little bit more water. Now I definitely will be washing this wig after this wear. So I will be pre-styling this wig before popping it onto my head. So I'll be setting and styling my baby hairs or hairline area on my canvas block using the ORS Wrap Set Mousse. So I'm just going to shake the bottle to activate the product. And if ever you have any concerns on how to use a particular product, always revert to the back of it. There should be a section that is highlighted with directions. So I used 2 pumps on the one side just to get the hairs around the hairline area damp and easier to mold into the position that I'd like them to be in. Now it's completely optional as to whether you'd like to create baby hairs or if you'd like to go for a no baby hair look. This time around I decided to create baby hairs, and I tried not to speed up the section too quickly so that you can see how I form my baby hairs. So to make this process a whole lot more easier, you can go ahead and use an edge control brush, since the comb on that hair tool is so much smaller and allows you to maneuver your way around much more easier. But if you do not have one, then you can go ahead and use a fine tooth comb, as I am doing right now. Now, between each and every baby hair that I form, or each and every swoop that I form, I like to leave a little bit of a gap so that the hair isn't all touching. That gap is what will represent my scalp. So I naturally do not have any baby hairs, but I try by all means to have my wig looking as natural as it can. So I will say, personally, it did take me a while to get used to creating swoops or creating baby hairs. I would say it's because I naturally do not have any baby hairs, so there was no reason for me to actually practice on myself or practice on anything. But yeah, just keep in mind, if it is your first time giving this a try, that you might get it right on the first time, you might get it right on the 10th time, but I guess with everything comes practice, and some people might be naturally good at it, but if you find yourself struggling, you can always just use the ORS wrap set mousse to push all your hairs back and create a natural, no baby hair look. The one thing that I really love about the ORS wrap set mousse, and most wrap set mousses or lotions in general, is that most of them are water based, so it gives you enough time to style the hair without the product drying up. And once you've set the hair or the baby hairs into place, the hair doesn't dry hard, and it doesn't create a hard cast or a mold on the hair. The baby hairs or your hair dries soft and goes back to the texture that you originally had it in. So I went ahead and did the exact same thing on the other side. I will include a list of all the products that I'm using in this video in the description box below. Now you can use these steps while styling your wig while it is on your head, but if you would like to pre-style your wig, I would advise that you get a canvas block or a mannequin head that you can use to set your wigs before you decide to wear them. So now it's time to apply the wig. What you see me doing now is taking some of my makeup powder, and I'm just going to apply that along the hairline area of the inside of my lace. If your wig actually does match your skin color, then there's no need for you to do this step.
Alrighty, so I'm all done applying this wig. Now I will say that it is about 75 to 80% dry. It's not completely dry, which is why it doesn't have as much volume as the last time that I wore it, but I will allow for it to dry a bit more, and then I'll show you guys how it actually looked once it was completely dry and once I shaked it around a bit to add a little bit more volume. But for the most part of it, I like it. It's giving me a dry wet look. it can almost pass for a wet look, but not really, not really. I'll add a very, very short clip of how the hair looks once it's completely dry. I was actually trying to remake a look that I did the last time, but I didn't film the entire process. So I filmed the process this time around, but I just don't have the patience to wait for the hair to dry. And the last time I actually allowed my wig to dry overnight, and then I tilted my canvas block on the stand. So instead of having it straight up, I tilted it so that the hair falls down, and then that also helps add in a little bit more volume, you know, once the hair is dried. So what I will say when it comes to applying products onto the hair, this time around I use my ORS Wrap Set Mousse. Now I usually use this on curly hair or on straight hair when I am trying to achieve the wet look, or when I'm trying to set my baby hairs, or just clean up the hairline area. This time around I only used this mousse to set my baby hairs and mold my hair into the position that I wanted it to be in. I didn't apply it on the entire wig. Reason being is because the first time around that I wore this wig was after I had washed the wig, which is when I sprayed down the hair completely with water. Then I added some of my ORS Wrap Set Mousse to my wig. Then I combed it out. I did exactly the same process, but this time around I just figured that there's still some product left in the hair from the last time that I used it, and I don't want to weigh down the hair. I don't want the hair to dry out very quickly, which is why I just added a little bit of water with my spray bottle, and I let my hair air dry, even though it's not dry completely, but I let my hair air dry, and that is pretty much it. I have noticed if I do apply the mousse each and every single time that I wear it, it weighs down the hair and it kind of dries out the hair. Not to say that it's a problem of the product, I would say that it's an issue of adding too many products onto your hair.
Here are some clips of the hair once it was completely dry. If you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video.